Welcome, inner lovers. Thank you for tuning in to Awakening with Katina Love. You're about to hear the true story of Sharon Love, the former mute girl who inspires millions. Her website is speakinspired.com. Hello, Sharon. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks, Katina. It's great to be here.
I'm so happy to have you. So happy, and I can't wait to hear your story.
Perfect. I'm excited to share it.
Absolutely. How did you awaken to your calling of inspiring people to speak? That is something that a lot of us deal with. I still deal with that, even though I've had this podcast for 5 years. What is it with speaking? Getting in front of people.
It's the world's #1 greatest fear for a reason. In fact, I really struggled with this when I was 15 years old. I had been bullied for many, many years, so I barely spoke. Like, I was so shy, and I used to be the fastest kid in my class when I was in grade 2 because I was really good at running away from this kid.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He grew really quickly, and I realized I needed a better way to get away from him. And I thought, well, a train or a plane? I need to get away from him. And so I did. I started traveling. Well, by this time, I was so painfully shy. I never said a word. And in English class, I got put in the group with Popular Girl to give a presentation. And I was, 15 years old, grade 10 in Canada. And the Popular Girl, Sharon, I'm supposed to give a presentation with Sharon. That kid can't even talk. And I the whole thing staring at me.
Wow.
And I felt my face getting really hot going, and they looked like they had just noticed me for the first time. Who's that kid? She's never noticed her before. So I'm looking around and going, oh my God, she's right. Like,
wow.
I can talk. I'm so painfully shy. But that was my wake-up call. That was the moment where I went, I love people.
Yeah.
I gotta break out of my shell.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah. At the time, I thought, there's nothing I could ever say that would ever be good enough for anyone to hear. And deep down, I really believed that. Like, I had absorbed everything that the bully told me, like a little sponge.
Wow.
So I really felt nothing. I would struggle all through lunch hour trying to think of, what can I say? Can I say, do you want to go to the cafeteria for fries? That's a typical thing that kids said. No, I didn't feel good enough to say that.
Wow.
So, that was my wake-up call. And my one friend said, you've got to break out of your shell. And I thought, I got to break out of my shell. How do we do this? And so I started researching the secrets of the world's greatest speakers. I started looking at everyone from Harriet Tubman was the first one that I started to research. I started researching her when I was 6.
Wow. 6 years young?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was lucky enough. I had my grade 1 teacher taught us this story. And I remember as a very small child going, if she can get away from slavery and take
right. Absolutely.
freedom, anything's possible. And
That's
I can
so
get
true.
myself saved too. Someday I'll get saved too. So I started researching all the secrets of the world's greatest leaders. How did they inspire millions of people? What were the secrets? What was the golden ticket to success? What was that? And how could I get that? How could I inspire millions of people? So I did a master's in psychology at University of Toronto. I researched all these secrets of Oprah, Obama, Ellen, Etheridge, like all these different leaders, and what was it that they all did, and looked for all the patterns. And finally I found 4 things that they did and started using them in my own life. And crazy stuff happened, like crazy magic. Yeah, in fact, at one point I set a goal after my cousin had died due to homophobia, and I was heartbroken. And I thought, I am going to save lives of bullied LGBT youth. I'm going to inspire a million people. My friends thought I was insane. And first group I was like, I'm going to do this. Somebody invited me to Facebook, and I thought, what's this? And then I thought, oh, this is how I could inspire millions of people.
Right.
So I went, yes, I'm going to do this gratitude program. And I got 5 people in my group. Okay. Kept at it, played with it. Started getting dozens of people. Kept at it, played with it, tried new groups. Started getting hundreds of people. Then I created a group called Declare UN Human Rights for All Sexual Orientations.
Mm-hmm.
And that one got 5,000 members in it. Now, by this time, I had discovered that in order to escape the bully, part of what I did as part of my research was get the heck out. I actually did take planes and trains and left and got away from him. So thanks to the bully, I went to Québec. Alors, j'ai appris le français couramment. C'est pour ça que je parle français à cause de l'intimidation. So I learned French. Because of the bully. Thanks to the bully.
You learned French. Okay. Wow.
Then I went to Germany. Also, ich habe Deutsch gelernt. Ich habe einen Austausch gemacht in Deutschland. So I learned German. Thanks to the bully. Then I went to Costa Rica.
Thanks again, right?
Por eso que hablo español también. Que estaba en Costa Rica por 3 meses. Por eso que hablo español. So I learned French, English, French, Spanish, and German to get away from the bully. Thanks to
and this
bully.
was age 15?
This was over the course of
time.
12 to age, what did I do? I think I was 20 or 21 when I learned Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So it was exciting. And then I tried this group. Mm-hmm. So in the one group that got 5,000 members, I translated into Spanish, French, English, and German. And then one day I did this really deep spiritual process, like cleared out all this stuff, all this shame and guilt, all that not good enough, all of that, cleared it all day. Like it was really intense, very deep. The next day I woke up, I was having fun. And I went, I bet we can find 1 million people who support same-sex marriage. Put a little rainbow flag. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll get 100 people. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get 1,000. By the end of the day, there were 1,000 people in that group. I was like,
wow, that's powerful. That is powerful. In one day.
In one day, day 2.
Right.
Day 3, 4,000. It was almost exactly doubling and doubling and doubling. I came home from work. I was the bilingual training manager at Craft Canada at the time. I came home from work. There were 500,000 more people than the day before. And I was going, oh my God, what is going on?
In your group, bro. So that tells you right there how much people need to be accepted. They need to have a place, a forum where they can be themselves. And you're basically telling them it's okay.
Yeah. And it was just the passion and the energy. It became... At one point, I'll never forget this, we reached over 2 million people in just over 2 weeks. And I'll never forget the moment where I went, 10,000 more people.
Just like that.
10,000 more people again. Oh my God, what's going on? It was unbelievable. And it was very much a feeling of, like some energy, source energy, I don't know, maybe something just took that group over. It was the world's biggest LGBT-friendly Facebook group for 2 years. And somebody said, I want to sign a petition. Where's the petition? I went, petition. Yeah, sure. I threw together a petition, got 60,000 petition signatures, more than a multi-million-dollar charity for the same cause. And it was just...
That is amazing.
Hobby. It was a hobby. So it was really exciting. And then later I used I went, okay, these secrets I teach, I guess they actually really work. Like, oh my God. Then I had a youth business center that called me up and said, you know what, we've been trying for 4 years to get a hold of government funding. Goose egg, not a cent. I walked in, it was just like a tomb. There was nothing happening. There was nobody there. So I worked my magic. And within a few weeks, I did a presentation And I also talked with the funder, who happened to be Franco-Ontarian, so the French helped, thanks to the bully. So I did a presentation and pulled it together, and bingo, they got their first $400,000. They've been getting $400,000 every year ever since for that program. It's added up to $6 million.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That is powerful.
it was fun.
So, what are the secrets to speaking, to getting over the fear and all that? What are the three strategies people use to achieve their dreams and their goals and not be afraid to speak about it?
Well, there's three strategies, and people choose one of them typically. And the first two are typically the ones that we are taught over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is do it yourself. And that is kind of like, be the strong one, be independent, go for
Mm-hmm.
it, you can do this, blah, blah, blah. Do it yourself. That is trying to swim to Hawaii in with the sharks, right?
Oh, right. Doing it by yourself. We can't do it alone, can we?
No.
Nobody can.
It's really hard. The second common strategy is old school. And that's work really hard. Like, I don't know if you've gotten that message, but it's like, set goals, work hard, be passionate. I hear
Yeah.
that over and over
That's
again. It's like
that's
cliche.
the program that's what the human race was given in the
Yeah.
beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the old school paradigm.
Right. It is.
And most of us have been taught that. That is like trying to get somewhere on the Titanic. And I know I did it. I was there. And it's that old, you're never good enough. So work harder. Oh,
Right. Right.
work harder. Why did the Titanic fail? Because they were trying so hard to go so fast, and they sank into the icy rivers and the icy waters of shame. So that's the old Titanic mentality, where you're never good enough. You have to work harder for someone else
Right. Right.
in order, like the Pursuit of Happiness. That movie is a perfect example. Oh, really? If you sacrifice yourself and you're homeless, but you keep working for the man, someday you will get there. Not necessarily. It's not necessarily true.
Mm-hmm.
So the third
Excuse me. Mm-hmm.
is
Listening.
to discover your great purpose. And I believe that everyone has a great purpose within. And it's unique.
Absolutely.
Everybody's different. So once you get clear on what that great purpose is, that's like taking an EcoJet to Hawaii. And you're there so quickly. I
Right.
call it is like that quick refresh. Oh, 10,000 more people again. I was not working hard. I was having
Right.
fun. I was dancing. I was like, woohoo. It wasn't even my job.
That's the way it's supposed to be. The journey is supposed to be fun. Absolutely, it is. We're the ones that make it hard.
Yeah. Well, if you're in touch with your great purpose and it's crystal clear,
Yeah.
that's when that works. So um, I'm wondering if I should would you like the 3 wings of that EcoJet?
Yeah.
Okay,
That
so
would be
just
perfect.
briefly, I go into this a lot more in depth in the intro program, which is free, that I offer on speakinspire.com. But I'm going to explain there's like 3 wings. There's 2 front wings, and then there's the tail wings. And you need all 3,
Mm-hmm.
or else it gets out of balance, right? You want to have an EcoJet that's actually going to take off and fly you to Hawaii, if Hawaii represents your dreams. So the first one, it must benefit you. And for
Absolutely.
spiritual people, that's key.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the time we get so caught up in helping other people,
Right.
especially if we've been brought up that love is self-sacrifice. Love is not
No,
self-sacrifice.
it's not. That's a lack of self-love, actually.
Exactly. And a lot of us have been taught that, right? So I'd like, maybe if you want to stop and think about, how well is my life and my career benefiting me on a scale of 0 to 10? How well is my life and my career benefiting me? Second, it needs to benefit other people. And that's the people around you, the people that you're serving, the society as a whole. It must benefit other people. So on a scale of 0 to 10, stop and think, how well is my dream and goal and vision benefiting other people? And the third one, which is like the tail wings, that's how well does it benefit the planet as a whole? And when you've got all three of those in balance, you soar.
Yes, that's awesome. That is so awesome.
Thank
So
you.
what are the products and services that you offer? Because people need help with being able to speak and coming out of their shell and not being afraid of the
Sure.
public,
Right.
whether it's online or in person,
So
you
I
know?
offer consulting,
Yeah.
which is also, I mean, some people call it coaching, but I like to call it consulting because it goes really, really deep. It's psychology of success consulting. And that helps people to also get really clear. I specialize in working with people who want to go into the corporate world because the corporate world pays ridiculous amounts of money. I don't know if you've heard
Yeah,
how much
yeah.
the corporate world pays. Have you heard this?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But share it with the audience.
Okay, sure. Um, I'm going to give you the math first because otherwise people go, and I remember the first time someone said, this is how much you can make as a speaker. I went, yeah, right. You're full of it. Like, I was like, yeah, you're joking. They're like, no, I'm not joking. I'm like, yeah, right.
Right?
Look it up. They said, Google it. Okay, Google it. What? No, I didn't believe it. So here's the math and here's why they pay really well. They
Mm-hmm.
will pay you well if you help them get the results. And that's one of the things I help people because I actually hired speakers. After I was a speaker for a number of years,
Mm-hmm.
I was working as a bilingual training manager, hiring speakers. So I know the psychology from the inside, people who can get you hired. So let's say you give a talk to maybe somebody's a new speaker and they're just going to be a trainer to start.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they give a talk to 10 people, but they help them get better results. So that's worth it for a corporation to pay them, say, $100 a person for an hour. Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So they're taking those professionals and they're taking their achievements and their results to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, $100 a person? That's nothing. That's a good
Right.
investment for the company, for the workplace.
Right.
So you just walked away with, say that was you.
10 people times 100 is $1,000.
There we go.
Easy money.
Easy money. So that's if you're new. Now, if you're, and not if you're famous, there are famous people who've made over $1 million per hour speaking.
Per hour.
Yeah, yeah, it's wild. Again, if you're not famous,
Yet.
get results. Yet, good point. I like how you think. If you're not famous yet, and you're helping them get results, and let's say you give a talk to 100 people, and they pay you $100 a person, and you walk away with,
$10,000.
you got it. Now, I've also got strategies that I work with because I work with speakers at various levels, and I've worked with the speakers who are already at the $20,000, $30,000 per hour range. So I help them to move up to actually earning $100,000 per hour. And there are strategies that I teach that make that worthwhile to the corporations, and the corporation says, of course, we're going to pay you that,
Right.
which is exciting. So
That's powerful.
yeah, it's so much fun to make massive difference in people's lives so quickly. Like I was working with somebody today. We did one single session, and by the end of it, she said that was worth 10. What did she say? $10 million, and
Yeah,
for
that's
10
awesome.
years. So I love that. We do everything from meditations to some of the gold ticket strategies that I teach, and that's all free at speakinspire.com.
That's powerful. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us and your inspiration.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So if you guys want to reach out to Sharon Love, her website is Speak Inspires,
Speak Inspire.
speakinspire.com.
speakinspire.com.
Any
And there's
last words?
you can get those 3 gold tickets to your great life purpose for free.
For free. And that's the gift that you're giving away?
That's right.
Awesome.
To save 10 years. It's called Speak, Inspire, and Prosper 10 Years Faster.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, thanks for being a guest again. And audience, thank you for tuning in to Awakening with Katina Love. If this has been helpful to you, go ahead and subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red button below. And remember to click on the bell. Namaste.
Namaste.